This administration seems to be committed to fundamentally changing the structure and returning government to its purpose. Give us some ideas of understanding what that looks like.
Well, in my over 2 decades of being involved in public policy, both in elected office and both as an advocate and running a research institution, what I have found is that generally they change jerseys but run the same place. And what we've seen with the Trump administration is they've thrown out the old playbook, and they're actually running some pretty remarkable plays. A few of those double reverses, that has the other side's head just spinning. And we got to look at it this way: wins are not permanent, nor are losses. We live in a world that vacillates back and forth. The human heart, unredeemed, unanchored to the truth, is fickle. But what we see here is an opportunity to create an environment in which the gospel can go forth freely for the transformation of hearts, minds, and lives. That's where the ultimate transformation of our country and our culture lies. But Christians have to realize that those things don't happen in a vacuum. Right. We have to have an environment that doesn't roll out the red carpet for it, but does not set bars of opposition to it. And that's what we've seen at the hands of our own government in the last decade. That has to change, and it is changing under this administration. And while this window of opportunity is here, we have to push fast and hard. And I am not hesitant to say that to the left, that I'm not backing up, I'm not shutting up. I am going to push harder than ever to retake the ground that we've lost in this culture and in our government.
After every presidential inauguration, pundits say one and the same thing. It's the peaceful transition of democracy from one administration to another. It's the marvel of the world to see that over and over again. This feels a bit like historians could look back on it and say, this is the first non-peaceful transition from power from one administration to the next, because the radical elements of the hard left with their Gunga Dins, their water carriers in the media, have challenged this administration on every single thing, denying them things never denied previous administrations in terms of confirmations, in terms of all the things that have to take place in the transition of administrations. Does it feel that way to you? Does it feel like this is opposition for opposition's sake? This is the creation of chaos so that chaos will reign. Do you see it that way?
It's been amazing to watch. I was on the steps of the Capitol for the swearing in, just a few rows behind the president. And it was amazing to watch, looking out over the vast audience of people there that were to be witnesses the day of the transference of power. It's a remarkable thing to see. But then that night, that afternoon, as I was going from one place to another in the city, there were barricades with trash cans on fire, there was looting, there was rioting, and it was, for a moment, I thought I'd slipped into a third world country. And at every turn, this president has been opposed, which is quite remarkable given that he did not come into office other than with a stated set of promises and principles. He's not like some of the other Republican candidates. He is not a professed evangelical Christian. But the one thing that's remarkable about this president, number one, he is open to the faith. He is a friend of Christians. He respects the Christian faith. And I think his walk is strengthening. He certainly has those around him that are helping him in that walk. But he has courage. He has conviction. I might not agree with him on everything, but if I've got somebody that's going to fight for my family, that's going to stand at the door of my house and protect the very essence of what it means to be free, I'm going to stand with him. And I'm going to do my very best to help him be successful.